Hello and welcome or welcome back to my allotment plot. It has been 2 months since I got my allotment and a lot has changed in that time, and I'm really excited to give you another tour of how the plot is looking, and I'm going to try and fit in how it looked before as well. So you can see some side by sides of what it was before and how it is now. But if you haven't already watched the first video when I first got my plot, I would love for you to go and have a look at that and then come back here to watch this video just to see exactly how much has changed. And if you like what you see, please don't forget to give the video a like, give a little comment in down below and let me know what you think, what your favourite part of the plot is so far. And if you want to see more of my content, please do hit the subscribe button. It would be very much appreciated and will help my channel grow immensely. So thank you so much for anyone who has done or will do that. I can't thank you enough. You are all absolutely amazing, and this plot wouldn't be as amazing as it is without your support. So without further ado, let's get into the plot tour 2 months in. This is the entrance of my allotment plot. This has not been really touched much since the last tour. There's still quite a lot to do around the front of the plot where the old compost bins were and to the side of the greenhouse. The fennel that was here when I arrived has now flowered and it looks so pretty. It's got this really cute umbellifer yellow flower and the pollinators absolutely love it. There's a wasp on there at the moment, but it did have some hoverflies on there earlier and ladybirds, and it's just such an interesting plant structurally, with the flowers, the leaves, and it gives some really good height as well. So it'll look really amazing in a wildflower area, I think. My produce beds are doing so well. These four are part of a crop rotation, which I am planning for over 4 years. So the first one is my beans, which have got 3 different types of beans in: radish and chard, and this is an incredibly productive bed already. The radish and chard are growing really well, and I've got heaps of flowers on my beans, and hopefully I'll start getting some beans really soon. The dwarf beans, which are behind here, also have flowers on, and they're our favourite beans. I haven't eaten the fire tongues or the black beans before, so I'm really interested to see what they look like and how they taste like as well. The courgette bed is my favourite for the reason that it's got both courgette and cosmos in, which are two of my favourite things to grow, and I just love how they contrast with each other. The pink of the cosmos with the green of the courgettes, and they are being incredibly productive. The Romanesco has absolutely exploded in size since the last time I was here, and there are absolutely masses of courgettes on there waiting to grow, and this whole bed is just absolutely gorgeous. There are other flowers in there which I've thrown seeds in for, and I just need to wait for them to come into flower before I know what's actually in there. And then I've also got my tree spinach in the corner, which complements the pink and the green theme of this whole bed. The tomato bed is also doing really well. The tomatoes are growing up really nicely, and the structure that I threw together has held up really nicely as well, which is always a bonus. The nasturtiums are growing like weeds, and actually I do need to address these because they are choking out the basils, and so I'm going to need to chop the nasturtiums back a little bit just to give the basils more space to grow, and hopefully I can get them a little bigger and bushier so that I can start harvesting them for making pesto. But the tomatoes do have flowers on them now, so I'm hoping I will start seeing some actual tomatoes in the next few weeks, maybe month. And the final bed is my brassica bed. Underneath this, which was the strawberry cage I made, is some purple sprouting broccoli, and then along the side I have got some leeks which I have popped in, and they hopefully are growing. I think they look a bit bigger than when I put them in. I'm not entirely sure, but they haven't died, so that's always a good sign. This is the old strawberry bed, which was here when I got the plot, and I made the strawberry cage to go over some of the plants to shield the strawberries that were on there, and I've had some really good harvests from this bed, but they are no longer producing any flowers or fruits, so I'm letting them go, and they are now putting their runners out, and eventually I will be moving them to a different location on my plot, and hopefully I will have a much easier strawberry bed situation next year, in terms of managing the watering and also protecting the strawberries from animals that like to eat them before I can get to them. My greenhouse has gone through a really big transformation since I took this on. The panes of glass have been fixed and replaced for the most part. I have laid down a flooring of cardboard and weed membrane, and then I've also made this little plant station for my indoor greenhouse plants. The aubergine is looking a little bit sad, but it is incredibly hot in here and they are really dry, so I think I just need to be a bit more mindful of the temperatures and dryness of this space. The peppers and chilies aren't really doing anything, but they're not dying either, so I think they're okay, but I'm not entirely sure when they're going to start producing any fruits. And then I need to get this squash into the ground ASAP. I just haven't committed to where to put it yet. As of today, I have a corner designated to hay bales. Thank you so much to Susan and Michael for your generous offer of some hay. I really, really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to get this on my plot. It fits perfectly in this space, so thank you. I will be very, very happy to get this on the ground and in my beds. The rest of the greenhouse is a little bit messy again, but it is organised, it just doesn't look like it. There's a lot of cardboard in here waiting to go on the ground, so once that's out I will have regained my my order once again, but it's still looking really nice and it's really functional, which is a darn sight better to how it was when I arrived. Outside the greenhouse are my sunflowers, and they are doing spectacularly, both in the pot and in the ground respectively. I have flower heads on all of them, and I'm really very excited for these to come out, and I just love how they're framing my greenhouse. My patio area is coming along really nicely as well. It's a constant work in progress, and I just chip away at it every so often. So I've got my ground cover plants going in around the edge, and the sweet pea wall, which was designed to cover the IBC tank, is doing an amazing job, and it has officially reached the top of the IBC. It hasn't quite covered the whole thing, but I am really thrilled with how this turned out, and it's definitely the vision that I was having in my head when I planned this. So I'm really, really happy about this project. It was one of the first projects I did on the plot way back when, and I could not be more thrilled. And I've been collecting bunches of sweet peas every couple of days, and they are just absolutely beautiful. I love them so much. And they will just keep producing flowers for a long time to come. So definitely worth the effort in sowing these and growing them up and making the structure. My potatoes, which were the first things to go into the ground, have now finished flowering, so it may be time very soon to harvest these and see what they actually look like. But they've grown really well, and I'm really pleased with how they look on the top. So soon I will be harvesting these and hopefully eating them, and hopefully they will be absolutely delicious. This is the wild meadow poppy field that was absolutely stunning when it was in flower, and the last thing I did when I was last on the plot was cut down the poppy seed heads, and that's what is in this giant bag here. So this is starting to now be cleared out so that I can prepare the space for my next bunch of beds and projects. But there are still heaps going on in here. There are so many bugs, so many grasshoppers, ladybirds. There's a wasp nest somewhere around here, so I do need to be a little careful about where I stand. But yeah, it looks really messy, but it is full of life, and I am really glad that I left it to go to flower so that I could see exactly what was in here, rather than just rotivating it and chopping everything down and not giving anything a chance. This area did look like this, and now it is mostly clear of weeds, and I do just need to get a lot more cardboard down and do a little bit more clearing before I can then commit to the next phase of my allotment projects, which will be including fruit cages and various other things. So there are plans formulating. It's just taking a long time to get things prepared. Another one of my favourite areas on the allotment plot is the flower bed around the apple tree. This has definitely established itself really nicely. Pretty much everything I put in here as a trial has taken and has grown really well. The cosmos do need a bit of a deadhead, but you can appreciate just how gorgeous they are, and they are just doing so much work. They look absolutely stunning. The verbena have come out in flower, and the apple tree is certainly holding on, but it is definitely growing new foliage from the bottom, which is a really good sign. So hopefully I can get that a little bit more established and possibly producing some fruits, maybe next year or the year after. And then I've got a few sunflowers at the back, and there actually does look like a sunflower might be ready to come out very soon. So this is one of the experimental spaces. It was designed just to see what I could grow here, if anything, and this is going to inform my decisions for the rest of this space. So as you can see, there is still quite a lot to do. There are lots of weeds to clear still, lots of ground to cover, but after only 2 months I've made huge progress, and I'm really pleased with how it's come along, and I'm still really enjoying myself, which is a great sign. So I definitely need the motivation to carry on, and there is so much to do, so I'm going to need heaps of motivation, which is where you guys come in. And with all your comments and subscribing and suggestions and encouragement, I will certainly be able to keep going as I have been. And I can't thank you enough for your continued support and interest in my little allotment journey. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who has commented and subscribed and liked videos and shared with your friends, which I know my mum certainly has been doing. So thank you so much to everyone. You are brilliant. All that's left to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you in the next allotment video update. Until then, stay calm and carry on growing. Bye!